So today, devastating news came out about Golden State Stephen Curry, where he's going to be reevaluated in 1 week because of a grade one hamstring strain. And hamstrings are very tricky because with Drew Holiday, if you didn't pay attention to the first round against the Magic, he missed 3 games and he finally came back in the second round. So when you're looking at hamstrings, you just don't know what to expect. And this is just hard for the Warriors because they just won game one. Steph Curry was lights out, had 13 points before the injury in the second quarter, and it's just tough. But I'm not going to just count the Warriors that easily. I know the Timberwolves will probably win game two. They should win game two, but we have to expect Jimmy Butler to step up. Now, worst case scenario for Golden State, when I look at the upcoming games between Minnesota and Golden State, they play tomorrow and then they play Saturday. And as the series continues, they play Monday and Wednesday. So he'll be reevaluated in 1 week. The goal for Golden State is either be up 3 games to 2 or down 3 games to 2. So the reporting is he should be back by game 6 or game 7. The reason why that's important is because you have game 6 in your building. So if you're up 3-2, he returns. That's monumental. Or let's just say you're at 2 games apiece and Minnesota comes home and he can be available. That's huge. So what Golden State has to do is just figure out a way to win game 3 or game 4. I don't think they're going to win tomorrow. If they do, that would be huge. I mean, if Jimmy Butler has a moment where he turns back the clock and he goes 2023 Miami Heat Jimmy Butler tomorrow, that would be phenomenal stuff. And I'm not going to count out that from happening. That's why I think he just needs one game. Jimmy Butler's going to give the Warriors one phenomenal game, whether it's game 3 or game 4. Drops 40-plus points, has huge fourth quarter baskets, and the Warriors steal the game where they just pull away against the Timberwolves. Because we saw Minnesota's worst habits pop up with their offense. They looked, sluggish at times. I want to see the turnover battle with the two teams from yesterday. Because I didn't really watch the whole game. I watched towards the end, and Minnesota was making the run, but Golden State just proved to be too much. Buddy Hield, man, the guy's been on a tear the last 2 games. Shout out to Buddy Hield. But just look at the turnovers here, 16 total. One of my biggest concerns with Minnesota is just the playmaking at times can be iffy because, Mike Conley is a really good point guard, but he's not a pure point guard. And, the shooting 17% from 3. I don't think they're going to shoot that bad going forward. 29 attempts is not a ton of shots. They shot 39% from the field. Some of those are missed shots. Some of those were just really good Warriors defense. But other guys are going to have to contribute. Jimmy Butler, they're going to need more than 20 points. Now, that's still solid, 20, 11, and 8. That's not bad whatsoever. But, going forward, they need more from Jimmy. 7 points in the fourth quarter is key. So that's a good sign going forward. If Jimmy can give them a huge game 3 or 4 now, again, if they go and win game 2, that's going to be insane. And then you can rest Steph Curry a little bit longer. But I don't see that happening. You never know, though, because we just saw the Knicks beat the Celtics tonight. The Pacers went on the road and beat Cleveland again. So nobody's safe at home except, of course, OKC, as you see, they're blowing out Denver tonight. So I thought after the Knicks one, like, OKC, you better be careful, but they're handling business. Good for them. But again, you never know in these playoffs. I just hope the Warriors can sustain some offense without Steph Curry. That's going to be tough because Timberwolves are very tough. We saw in the fourth quarter, the Timberwolves started tightening the screws. They played with more intensity on defense. Golden State had trouble scoring. They overcame Minnesota's run, but that's something you want to keep in mind. So I think the Warriors just are going to need more Jimmy Butler. Draymond Green shooting 4 of 10 from 3. I think it was 4 of 7 to start the game. Again, we shouldn't expect Draymond to shoot 40% from 3. Man, Steph just hurts because he shot 50% from 3 to start the game, and he was having one of those nights. As long as the Warriors defense can hold up, because their defense is phenomenal, they are able to lock you up, contest shots. The most important part is trying to, they out-rebounded Minnesota by 10 yesterday. That's really impressive. If they can, battle on the glass and muck it up with the Timberwolves, advantage Golden State. The turnovers, if they can keep that under 15, that's a good number. 12 is good for the Golden State Warriors. Sometimes they have games where like 19 or 20, but they can keep that under control and they can keep it close, have Jimmy Butler take over in the fourth quarter and get Steph back. They can win the series. Now, I did say Wolves in 6, and I'm going to stick with that for now, but the Warriors got a really good shot at winning this because I thought about it some more. The defense of Golden State is just as good as Minnesota. You got your shot maker and Steph Curry. Hopefully he can get back. You still have Jimmy Butler. Yeah, if Buddy Hield can still shoot at this clip, even if that obviously won't be 62%, but if it's like 40% from three, that's huge. And I don't expect Pods to shoot 20% from three. And if you get some contribution from Moody, and if Quentin Post, if he can get a bigger role, and Kamiga got 13 minutes, that's good. He needs to play some in this series. Like Steve Kerr has to play him just so they can, keep guys fresh, especially Jimmy in the fourth quarter. Golden State would be fine. Tough blow for the Golden State Warriors with Steph Curry. Hopefully he's going to be okay. And this is going to be a fun series and a huge test for Golden State. If they can overcome this adversity and get to the Western Conference Finals, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But we shall see. I expect the Wolves to respond strongly tomorrow and have a really good performance, because I don't expect Minnesota to shoot this poorly from the field. Jaden McDaniels was solid, 50%. He's been really good these playoffs. He's been tacking downhill, playing, with conviction when he's driving. And that's a good sign for Minnesota. And of course, you've got to expect Randall to be better from the field. But 10 of 10 from the free throw line is impressive. Outside of that, man, I just feel for Warriors fans. You hate to see your best player get hurt like this, and it's devastating. But just remember, try to get game 3 or game 4 and go from there. If you can get to 2-2, like this guy said, just win one of the next 3 to get to 2-2 and we're good. Anything better than that is gravy. Agreed. They can get to 2-2 or even be down 3-2. Massive W. Because if Steph can't make it next Wednesday, then you go, okay, well, we can get him ready for game 6, and he will definitely be there for game 6. I don't see Steph Curry missing the rest of the series. I'd be stunned if that happens. So, yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'd love to hear your thoughts about the devastating news about Steph Curry missing a week. Do you think the Warriors are going to survive without him? And do you think they're still able to win this series? Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.